What it seemed like you all had a very good head on your shoulders in terms
Facts.
of at a young age knowing the importance of delayed gratification. And we talk about that a lot of like, sure, we're young, we could go and spend this money now, but right, you said like we're gonna whatever we pay in rent, we're gonna take and put into a mutual fund, which I didn't even know anything about that at age 22.
Yeah.
So what do you think attributed to that mindset at such a young age?
Great question. I think for me, it was, I know at least being around I can't even say the circle I was in because it was really just family. But my family circle, just in terms of talking about the importance of education. So, education and money kind of went hand in hand in the sense that um, you need to be educated enough to know about money. You need to know the difference between wants and needs. You need to know the difference between, making a sacrifice and not having to make a sacrifice. And, just watching my parents, my grandparents, family in that small, tight knit circle. That was always an important, that was always important, just, I can't say that we talked about, what's your investment strategy or things like that, but it was more so just saving. Yeah. And although, nowadays, banks don't, there's not really in terms of saving that banks offer in terms of interest, but it was just a matter of you need to have that rainy day fund. You need to be able that if something came up or if something happened, you need to be able to support yourself in terms of moving financially in that direction. So that's really what it was about.
Tim, I think it was similar. I think it was both. My mother sacrificed so much for us that in the back of my mind, I was always geared towards what it means to work hard and have something. I think the other thing that I was blessed with is that I had uncles and aunts that were entrepreneurs that had acquired property and had aspirations in businesses. So even though you don't think about it now, that made an impactful difference. When I was young, I would go to my Uncle Jim's store in the summertime and work at Jimmy's, right? Like, my uncle owns this, right? Like, he had multiple businesses when people weren't owning businesses. And so now I laugh when he had talked about other properties. I'm like, wow, Uncle Jim, I should have taken advantage of that. But that foundation of the long game, right? It is a marathon, not a sprint. And to underscore the notion of delaying a little bit for a long-term benefit. And I think that's something that we were instilled in our families, and we try to instill that in our sons and the people that we touch. And also to gain, similar to this podcast, what it means is if people have knowledge to share it with others, right? So who has been successful that we know to ask for advice, to say, what do you do, right? So I think it is not only if God has blessed you that you share what you know and your wisdom, whether it's finance or education, right? You don't keep it to yourself. So I think that's something that we have always strived for.
Thank you for supporting the M4 show and our mission to increase the wealth of Black families.
If you received any value from this episode, any value at all, any, do us a favor and give us a like and subscribe on YouTube and Apple, Spotify, anything, all of them, all of them, wherever you're listening, go ahead and like and subscribe.
And after you like and subscribe, make sure you send this episode to at least one family that you really want to see win. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.